At this point of this lesson, we're going to look at the key differences between the old and the new economy. And there are basically three dimensions from which we're going to look at these differences. The very first dimension is what we have as the the economy factor. So under the economic factor, we have how many elements? We have the market, competition, structure, and value drivers. From there, we look at the next category, which is the business factors. So under the business factors, we'll look at organizations, production, growth driver, technology driver, competitive advantage, and relationships. Another third category, which is customer factors, we'll look at taste, skills, educational needs, workplace relation, nature of employment. So these are the three major dimensions, or better still, perspectives, or otherwise factors from which we will look at the differences that exist between the old economy and the new economy. So we'll begin with the very first, which is the economy factor. So under the economy, when we talk about the economy, we most often look at the markets, the different market structures. We'll look at the competition that exists. We'll look at the structure of the market of the economy itself. I will look at the value driver. So under the market, you realize that in the old economy, markets are stable. But in the new economy, the markets become dynamic and complex. Now, stable in the sense that if you're operating just within a particular confine, your market is pretty much what it is. Your market is pretty much just that localized market where you are. Probably if you're a monopoly there. You are just a monopoly in that particular place because probably the only firm producing that service. But once you go into the new economy, you are not the only firm producing that particular commodity. So what happens to your market? Then your market becomes dynamic and it becomes complex because you now have different competitors, you now have different firms you have to relate with. So the market, for in terms of the market, looking at the economic factor, when we go to the element or the issue of the market, in the old economy, markets are stable, but in the new economy, markets are dynamic and complex. When we go to competition here, we're looking at the scope. So how wide is your competition? So your in the old economy, your competition is just national or maybe just regional, wherever you are. It may be national or regional. But when you go to the new economy, your competition becomes what? International or global. So it's not your competition now goes beyond the confines of your region or goes beyond the confines of your nation to an international, global perspective. Now, when we look at the next element or issue, which is the structure, you realize that with the old economy was dominated. So if you're going to look at the evolutions of industries in the world now, you realize that service firms are more at the top. Reasons because you realize that there are many things that are done more in the form of services because of the new economy. So in the old economy was dominated more by manufacturing. But now the new economy is dominated more by services. And that's why you see that the industry that is leading within the new economy is what you call the information and communication technology industries or industry or information and communication firms because they render a lot of services that are necessary to support what the new economy. Now, if we go to the last part, which is the value driver, so in under the economy on the economic factor, the in the old economy, the value driver there was physical capital. What do you have? But right now, it's not what do you have in terms of physical assets in the new economy. In the new economy is what skills or what human capital do you have? What creativity, what knowledge do you have? So that has changed the whole dynamics. That is the first level of differences that exist between the old economy and the new economy. Now let's go to the business factors. If we look at the business factor, you realize that business organizations used to be hierarchical. Oh yeah, principles of management here. You want to do your organizational chart, you have president or you have the CEO and so on. It's a lot of hierarchical structure. And right now, in the new economy, organizations don't even know what structures to adopt because they're virtually a network or they're virtual. So it's difficult to think that you have a structure, but you just know that you have a network of workers and you try to define who reports to who or who. So because of the complexity, the system is difficult to think you have a hierarchical structure anymore. And it's just a matter of having channels of communication because it's basically a complex network of organizations. We go to production. The next, yeah, or in the old economy, production was more what massive. You just produce, or you produce because you know you have to produce and supply, you produce and sell. But right now, production has to be what flexible and customized. So if you look at the way production is done now, take for example, let's say most of the electronic gadgets that come from China and fashion design, fashion maybe fashion wares, food wares that come from China, you realize that China has a particular specification, quality specification that goes to Europe. It has a particular quality specification that goes to America. It has a particular quality specification that comes to Africa. So you realize that production again is not just massive, just produce and sell, because there's a lot of different competition, different taste, and all of that. We'll see that when we come to the customer factor. You see the issue of taste in it because the taste is different. Somebody wants to wear a shoe not because of the brand. Somebody wants to wear a shoe because of the comfort. Somebody will tell you that shoe na shoe. Our common case in Africa, because of our financial limitations, you think that a shoe is a shoe. But somebody in Europe and America will tell you that a shoe is not a shoe. A shoe is defined by its brand. So production is no longer mass production, but it's more flexible and customized. What leads companies to grow? What is the growth driver? So in the traditional or in the old economy, what was the growth driver was capital and labor. How much capital you had and how much labor you had will make you grow. But today, that's not what keeps businesses it keeps organizations in business in the new economy. What keeps organization in business in the new economy is their ability to be innovative and create knowledge. So knowledge and innovation become very important for businesses within what the new economy. Now, when we go to technological drivers, in the old economy, technology was driven by machines. What kind of machines you had? But today, in the new economy, the technological drivers are digital and electronics. So it's how much you can digitalize. You can digitalize processes. And that's why you see that even car production has changed. Now people have things like you have automated cars where you can tell the car, I want to listen to music. You give the name of the music and the car plays the music for you. Because that is what the world has become. The world is moving to a point where technological drivers are no longer machines, but digital and electronic. Now, when we go to competitive advantage in the old economy was low cost and high production. So it was all about can we reduce costs and increase production? That was the motive behind, or the intention behind competition. But today, that's not the intention. The intention is innovation, value addition. What value are you adding? The next is speed. The speed is who is the first to release a product in the market. That's why today you hear the competition between the world powers about the creation of the G5. Now, it's assumed that America was the lead organization in producing and launching the G4, and it made billions of US dollars. Now it is in competition with China on who should be the first person to release the G5 and make a lot of money. So it's about speed. Who does it first? So in the new economy, it's about speed becomes very important. And that's why we say the speed in terms of dissemination of information and innovation is what makes the difference in the new economy. And the next part is quality. What quality do you release? Or what quality do you put out in your product, or in the market through your product or your services? So it's not just about cutting down costs and increasing production, but it's about innovation, it's about speed, and it's about quality. We go to the last part in terms of relationship. So relationship businesses or businesses felt they're very independent. I'm a unique organization. We are into this, and you think you're all by yourself. But now in the digital age, it's not true. You must be collaborative to survive. You must. So it's kind of a survival. It's a kind of an ecosystem where organizations have to survive on other organizations on how there are different symbiotic relationships or networking relationships they will have. But the truth is that you must collaborate in order to survive. If you don't do that, then in the new economy you cannot survive. Now we move to the third part or the third factor, which is the customers factor. Now you look at taste. In the old economy, taste was stable, but now taste is dynamic. And I would give this practically for something I often always tell you. I still don't understand why the older generation felt that a dress should be the one that covers your entire body. But now, in this generation, in this age, the younger people believe that if you can wear a Dolce & Gabbana t-shirt, which is all torn like stripes of a tiger, like you have stripes of a tiger that has torn the shirt, then and it has this beautiful name on it, D&G, Dolce and Gabbana. It means that you are actually in fashion. So you see how the taste is changing. People felt that wearing a dress meant that a dress should cover you. But if somebody feels that somebody buys a jean trouser and they call it destroy, and the person we used to know that jean trousers were stronger trousers that you could wear and do anything with, and they could survive any environment. But today, jean trousers are the ones that people take and they actually tear them off and they call it destroy. So this is just to show you how test changes. Now we go to skills. Skills in the old economy was specialized. Oh, I'm a designer. I'm a, I'm a customer service agent. I'm a marketer. That was what people felt in the old economy. But right now in the new economy, there's nothing like you you have a single skill. Take for example, those of us who are teachers now. Now we don't only have to have the teaching skill, we don't only have to have the pedagogic skill, but we have to have the technological skill as well. So we are having both pedagogic and technological skill. We have to be flexible. We have to be able to use laptops. Maybe now we're moving from boards, using boards to teach to laptops and to iPads and to phones. That's how much the skills are changing. That's how much your skills now should become very flexible. Educational needs. In the old economy, educational needs were simply trade oriented. So you had a specific, just like you talk about your skills, you're specialized. So you had a particular trade. I'm trained to become a marketer. I'm trained to become an engineer. But the big challenge is that in the new economy, because it is very complex, people are looking for what? Lifelong learning skills. How do I survive? So it's very important to understand that in life there are three words that often go together: adapt, or you improvise, adapt, and strive. So people say improvise, adapt, and survive. So in the new economy, you have to learn to do what? To adapt or to improvise, adapt, and survive or strive, depending on whatever your belief is. So, but this is where you talk about the lifelong learning skills. You must always be able to be updating yourself because the world is updating. Take for example, if you felt that okay, you could not use a phone to do something or probably buy or carry out your bank transactions, and now the world has become a digital economy. You're stuck because you're waiting to go to a bank to do transactions. Nobody's there for you. On the contrary, people are expecting that you should sit back at home, use your phone through your app, do your transaction, and life goes on. The next is workplace relationship. So a lot of people feel that workplace relationship were more confrontational. Oh, this is my boss, I'm the subordinate. It's not true. Today is very collaborative. There is horizontal collaboration, there is vertical collaboration. So the same way, and that's why you see that even the name you used to have, like the hierarchical method of organizations used to tell you that you have a superior and a subordinate. Right now, in contemporary terms, you don't call workers superiors or subordinates anymore. We definitely look at workers as co-workers. We are co-workers because we are a network of workers. We collaborate together. The same way the gate man is important is the same way the president or the CEO or the manager is important. But the question is, how do they collaborate? How do their services support each other to make sure that the entire goal of the organization is achieved? Now we move to the next, which is the last under the customer, is the need for employment. Everybody wanted before now, everybody, and that's why what's happening in Cameroon, where most of young people are rushing into the government because everybody wants to have a stable job. But in the new economy, I bet you and tell you the truth, jobs are very insecure. but optimistic still. So it's not, let's not just stay pessimistic to look at the fact that it is insecure, but there's what? Optimistic, or there's optimism in jobs. Because the truth is, while you're moving from an old insecure job, there are new opportunities ahead. That's where we talk about the opportunity, the opportunistic side. Because one, there's something which is going outdated in the new economy. Something new that is coming is creating a new opportunity for you and a better one. So these are the major characteristics that we look in terms of when we're trying to distinguish between what the old economy. Remember when we started this section, the question was, is there an old economy? Is there a new economy? Yes, there's an old economy. And here is the difference between what? The old economy and the new economy.